For this design assignment, I was inspired by Joseph Mueller-Brockman's use of lines and colors that are a popular theme in much of his work. And I chose the first quote, "The grid system is an aid, not a guarantee." And I chose this one because I really wanted to play off of that last part, that it's not guaranteed. And I thought of this in a way that even though grid systems are generally more organized and linear and have some kind of sequential way that you're meant to read them, it's not always guaranteed that the viewer is going to read it the way that it's intended, and I really wanted to play off of this with my design. When I first started out on this project, I created a grid with the guidelines in Illustrator, so I would have a general layout for where I would align any visuals and the words. And then once I had a general idea of where everything was going to go, I then just kind of tweaked things slightly based on visual composition. But the general basis of the layout is based off of this grid system that I made. I noticed when I was working on this that sometimes when I would sit back and read it and look at it to try to get a grasp of the composition and how it looked, my eye would drift towards the white text at the bottom rather than the black text up at the top. And I thought this successfully played off of what I was hoping to achieve, emphasizing the fact that the grid is not always a guarantee, and sometimes the reader might find something else that they want to look at first, or something else that they think is more interesting than what you may have wanted them to see. I thought it would be cool to contrast the line weight of the typeface with the more visual line elements of the image. So I went with a typeface that had a very thin weight, and I played with the stroke weights and sizes of the lines around the image to create this really cool contrast. And I also wanted to create contrast within the white space and the color that I used. And I wanted to see how I could get the color blocks to interact with the lines and the type in an interesting way. So I played around with white lines interrupting sections of the color and black lines moving outside the lines of color to kind of disrupt it as this solid form and just kind of make it seem more integral to certain parts of the composition while still making it feel like it was this separate entity.